Hi and welcome to Cindy's Green Oasis. This is my March update on my orchids. Not a lot has changed, but I got a better camera system, so maybe you can see things more clearly. So I'll start with, this is a grocery store fowl that my oldest daughter and her boyfriend bought for me on Mother's Day. I think this is going to be 3 years ago in May. So it has all these aerial roots out here that continue to grow. That's pretty much the changes. You didn't used to be able to see this aerial root or this one very well. Last video I said I need to find a pot bigger than this one to put this baby in. I think it would really grow if I could get it in a bigger pot. I haven't found one yet. I live in a small town, so looks like Amazon, here we go. Anyway, that's pretty much the story with this one. Not new root growth down inside the pot that I can see. That doesn't mean that there isn't something going on in there, but it seems pretty happy still. So the next one is another grocery store fowl. And I don't remember what that first one that I just showed you, excuse me, from 3 years ago. I don't remember what the blooms look like on it. This one, however, this grocery store fowl, I think this is the kaleidoscope that has the peach with some deeper purple on the blooms. It's also putting out new root growth. I don't know if you'll be able to see, but there's one right there. And there's one here in between the leaves. I don't know if you'll be able to see that. But it has this new leaf. And this is a fairly new leaf. I think it was on here the last time. Today is watering day. I'm looking down here in the pot and, oh, there is some new root growth down here in the pot that I can see. So this one has really firm leaves. Seems like it's really happy. Here is, I don't want to call this as a grocery store fowl, but I did get it from Lowe's or Home Depot. And I repotted it as soon as I got it. Excuse me. And cut off a bunch of old, it didn't look real happy at the store. I think I got it for about $3.50, but it does have new root growth. There's one here, there's a couple here off the back side and one off the front side. So, and the leaves are really perky for the most part on this too. So it's pretty happy. So I've never seen this one bloom. I couldn't tell you what color it is. It didn't have any ID or a tag. It didn't even say that it was the Phalaenopsis, so I'm not sure. I just had to rescue it. This, however, is a grocery store fowl, and I think this is the yellow one, that it's just pretty much a plain yellow with a lavender lip. It's pretty happy. It does have a leaf that's about ready to fall off back here, but I never remove the leaves. All the education and the learning that I have watched on YouTube videos, they will fall off on their own. Until then, it's pulling in, doing photosynthesis, and taking nutrients from the leaf and putting it into new growth. So this one has a ton of new root growth. I don't know if you can see, but all along the existing root system, it's branching out. Like here's a branch, there's a branch. I think there's another one on there. There's one coming off the stem out here. There's one off the stem back here. Don't know if you guys can see that. If I move some of the bark out of the way, it's, oh boy, it's got another big one going down into the pot. So this plant's pretty happy. And the leaves, like I said, except for the one that's kind of fallen off down here, it's really happy. And this is a fairly new leaf here. So that's a good thing. I love to see the new growth. This is a grocery store foul. This was one of my favorite ones. This is the great big bloom that's white with the yellow lip. It's not looking happy, but I have three new roots coming in back here on the back side, and I staked it down because it's really didn't have much of an existing root system, and I think there's a new root coming out here in the front side too. It's there. Maybe I should swap this pot for my original one, because this is quite a bit bigger pot. I think I might just do that, because without much of a root system, it doesn't need as big of a pot, that's for sure. And then here beside me, I have my little Vanda that I knew was a seedling, and it just doesn't grow very fast. And I was told that it can take up to 4 to 5 years for this to become big enough to get some blooms on it. So, but it still does look pretty healthy, and there's a little bit of a black tip there. I don't know if they normally do that, but let me see the root system here. Last time I pulled it out and looked at the root system, it's still too babyish. Nice and green though. Nice and green, but too fragile to just leave out open to the air, which is what a lot of people do with Vandas, but they dry so quickly, and I'm not here all day long to mist it multiple times. So I just kind of have it in some sphagnum moss that I mist in the morning, but I know that the moss keeps the root system fairly moist throughout the day while I'm gone. The moss is still a little damp in there as I was taking it out today, so anyway, I don't know how big that'll get before it gets substantial root growth enough to leave it bare rooted. And here is my Paphiopedilum. It continues to do well. These leaves are getting bigger, more green in color. It has this new leaf, which just makes me so happy, because I really thought this plant was a goner in the beginning, but guess not. Guess I'm doing the right thing. Somebody shared with me not to let this plant dry out. Paphiopedilums do not like to be dry. So it gets some extra misting as well throughout the week. And then I water it really good on my water day once a week. The roots on this are brown and not green like on the grocery store phals. So it's a little different there. And here is my Dendrobium. And it seemed just like all at once, it decided that it was going to be happy and put on new roots everywhere. So if you look at the top of this plant, it has new baby root growth just going all directions all over the top of this plant. I do mist this plant, the top of it, with a spray bottle every morning. And I do have some moss here laying, kind of touching the roots, because the moss will stay moist and give them moisture, because they dry out so quickly because they're so little. But they have cute little green tips on them. I don't know if that made it so that you can see better, but they are just going all over crazy at the top. So this is my Dendrobium Jonathan's Glory, and it says Dark Joy. So the picture when I bought this showed the bloom a real deep purple, but this is a seedling. As you can see, it's teeny tiny, and these two new shoots grew since it was been in my care. So we'll just see with that. Then I have my Oncidium Sherry Baby. And for the longest time, it didn't look like this was doing anything. These require a lot more water as well. But I'm starting to see new roots on the side of the pot. I don't know if you'll be able to see that. Just like right there, right in that area. That's new root growth. There's some new root growth in here. Some over here as well. And these roots are whitish in color too, and they're really thin and spindly, not like the Phalaenopsis big, thick green roots. And they also have pseudobulbs, and this is the newest shoot here to produce this pseudobulb. But the pseudobulb before it, it is not shriveled up. There's no lines, no creases in it. In fact, none of them, all the way up here to the beginning ones. This is a really healthy plant. Either that or they're easy to take care of. Since I'm new and I'm learning, I give it more of a drink than I do the Phalaenopsis too, because it seems to take up a lot of water. And then here is my Cattleya. And this one, this is a new shoot since I've owned it. This is a new shoot since I've owned it. And I mist the top of this one every morning too. It has roots that it's putting out here on the top that seem to dry out pretty quickly. When you mist them, they turn green. Otherwise, they turn like a whitish, darkish color. So I'm excited to see if these will bloom this year. I don't know that much about Cattleyas. I think they get a bloom. I think it's called like a Phalaenopsis Cattleya because it's got the leaves kind of like a Phalaenopsis, and it hasn't lost any leaves like some of the videos I watch on the Cattleyas and stuff. They're deciduous and they drop all their greenery, and I don't see that. I have one more to show you. And this is my Cymbidium, and it has a new shoot here, a new growth actually. And I think the foliage on this dies back because like this leaf here is kind of turning brown and dying back. And I have my clippers here. I think I'll just get my clippers out and take this off here. And I did sterilize my clippers. Falcos, they're the best. Love them. And this I have in a semi-hydroponic system, and then I mist the top of it every morning as well before I go and leave for work. But it has these Lica beads in here. That's all it has in there. And then it has the holes here at the bottom, and it sits in a tray with a reservoir that comes up to here. So when I water it, it has a reservoir of water to here. So the roots aren't actually sitting in the water, but it can pull and drink up from the reservoir that's down there. So we'll see. This plant looks pretty happy as well. Let me just move it out of the way. There was another thing that I wanted to show you. So in my last video, I watered my shamrock plant, and I really thought that it would stand up a little more, but the babies have stood up, but not so much the others, and they're pretty droopy. And like I said, I cut them back when they get tall and spindly. So that's what I'm gonna do. Actually, I'm not gonna cut them. I'm just gonna pull the tall, spindly ones out because they pull out really easy. And I don't like long and lanky. And next time I show you guys this in a video, you're gonna be amazed. Because it will have little babies all over. This basically puts energy back into the plant. I was going to leave some of the little ones here, but I have cut this thing back to nothing, and it continues to grow, grow, grow. I know some of you are like, I can't believe you're doing that, but just wait till the next video and you'll see all the growth at the bottom. There we go. Perfect. Keep this baby watered. There you have it. And I'll keep you guys updated on all those little babies and all the new ones that come out. I also in the last video had showed you my green shamrock, and I watered it and it started to stand up. So this plant is so picky that it just droops and lays completely over until you water it, and then it perks right back up. And there you have it. Thanks for joining me. I hope you guys have a good day, and if you like my button or like my videos, please click the subscribe button and the notification links, and you guys will be updated when I post new videos. Have a good day.